We booked our first Royal Caribbean excursion while visiting the port of St. Kitts. Was it a great experience or did we make a huge mistake? Stay tuned to find out. Good morning, guys. We've made it to St. Kitts and we actually have an excursion booked through Royal Caribbean. That's why I'm wearing this. So we're gonna go down the escalators actually to reach the gangway, and we're gonna bring you along because this is our first time doing this. So lots of firsts today. Let's go.
Yes.
Just like that, we are off the ship. This took less than a minute, right?
Right, less than a minute.
And this is our first time getting off the ship as soon as we docked. And look, I mean, there was no crowd. Not used to this, but I like it. So let's see what else this excursion and this port has in store. So let's
come along with us.
This was our first time visiting St. Kitts, as well as our first time booking an excursion through Royal Caribbean. Prior to disembarkation, we met in the Royal Theater and they told us to look for Zone 2.
Zone 2? Zone 2? That's Zone 4.
If you book an excursion through the cruise line, they will tell you where to go outside of the port. If you get lost, there are people who are holding up signs who will direct you. We are doing the Scenic St. Kitts tour, so they gave us a sticker for group number 2, and we are currently in the Welcome Center. So far, so good. The process has been smooth, but stay around. We'll tell you how the entire thing goes.
So what you think of the process so far, Keith?
So far, it's a smooth process, so we'll see how it goes from here. The Scenes of St. Kitts excursion is a leisurely driving tour of the island. It promises to provide panoramic views of the sandy beaches as well as the Caribbean Sea. We booked the excursion through the Royal Caribbean app prior to boarding the ship and paid around $60 per person. Now, usually when we visit an island for the first time, we'd like to explore it on our own, or we will book an excursion through a third-party vendor. This time, we decided to try something different, and hopefully this tour will live up to the hype and deliver all that it promised. You guys, we are here at the Fairview Great House and Botanical Gardens. This is one of our first stops on this tour. As you can see behind us, the backdrop is beautiful, so we're just going to take a look around, see what's in store, and as usual, bring you along. So let's go.
Let's go.
You go down to the bar and to your left. While you're coming into the restrooms, you go down to the bar and to the left. So anyone who's going to ask me near the restroom is, that is a rum punch. All right? You have to buy the rum punch. All right?
The Fairview Great House is the only French plantation house in St. Kitts. Built around 1701, this colonial structure originally housed French military officers, but it later had many owners and occupants. In the 1960s, it became a Fairview Inn hotel but by the late 1990s it fell into disrepair. It was later fully restored and furnished in authentic colonial style. We're currently in the information room, which provides info on previous owners and events during the colonial times. Now, according to the guide, ladies were not allowed in the gentleman's study, so you know I'm going in. The gentleman's study is where the plantation's master, along with other gentlemen, would come, have their drinks, smoke cigars, and discuss the affairs of the home. But under no circumstances was the master's wife ever allowed to enter this room. We then headed upstairs to the master bedroom, which is the sleeping area of the master and his wife. Check out its size. This room is larger than a lot of even modern-day owner suites. It included a walkout balcony, a private dressing area, and what we would consider a half bath. And there were windows in every direction that provided the master a panoramic view of the plantation. The Fairview Great House also includes 2.5 acres of botanical gardens, and guests can sign up for cooking classes as well as purchase passes to the property's swimming pool. They also had snacks and drinks available for a fee.
So, we're here with
Doreen.
Tell us about this location at Fairview.
It's one of the best areas to visit on St. Kitts. So it's an 18th century plantation great house restored to show you how life was back in the colonial days. And it's Fairview Great House and Botanical Garden. Here on St. Kitts. Hey.
So as you can see, this part of the excursion included a guided introduction followed by a self-guided tour of the Fairview Great House. We spent about 45 minutes at this stop, then headed back to the bus for our second scene. The gardens were absolutely beautiful. Hopefully, we'll see and experience more on our next stop. So our second stop is here at the Caribelle Batik, and he was explaining, our driver that is, was explaining that this is basically a place to buy clothing, and they also have gardening here as well as they do at the other place. So we're going to check it out and then let you know what we think about it. So let's go.
Let's go.
It is said it is just about 500 years old, the salmon tree, also known as the tree of longevity. As a matter of fact, it is also referred to as the miracle tree. As we go down there, I'll be giving you a little bit more history and commentary on that very said tree. Remember, we still have to go into, here we are, we can look at the bromelace flowers, and we have our flamingo birds now in cast. Follow me over here, folks. Here we have some of our palms. These are what we call the solitary palms. And as you look to the word solitary, you understand exactly.
Our tour operator did not guide us through this scene. Instead, we were left to explore on our own. Since we weren't sure where we wanted to go or what we wanted to do, we decided to blend in with this group and follow their guide. He was from a third-party vendor, and he provided a detailed explanation of the land, the vegetation, and the property. Afterward, he guided us to an area where they were given an explanation of the batik process. So if you're like us, you're probably wondering what a batik is. So let's listen in as they explain the process of what that means and how the final results turn out.
I will explain what we do here. Good morning. Good
morning.
The art we do, it is called batik. Batik is a process of waxing and dyeing. The wax is used to protect colors from each other, and so we start with a white piece of fabric. We have an artist with the urban design. Ladies trace from the artist's drawing onto the cloth with a pencil. We then apply a mixture of hot beeswax and paraffin wax to the areas you want to stay white. This is the wax on. We apply the wax on one side and it goes right through the other side.
The canvases seen here represent each time a piece went through the batik process. It started as a basic pencil drawing, and with each iteration, the colors became more vibrant. The piece continuously underwent the batik process until it met the artist's expectations, and check out the final product. The Caribelle Boutique also included a shop. Here, you could purchase batik artwork, handmade household and clothing items, as well as other souvenirs. They even had a dressing room for you to try on items and ensure they fit properly. Okay guys, we are here with Freddie and Marilyn. And Freddie, just tell us about your site.
Yes, I was going blind, and the Lord came to me and said, if you take pictures of my creations, I will restore your sight. So I started taking pictures. I started getting angels and beams of light in my photograph. Then the next thing, I was getting scriptures from the Bible to put on the photographs, and then they became blessings. To this day, I've got over 500 testimonies from people from all over the world that have received my testimonies and got blessed.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, now tell everyone about your site. How can they find you?
The site is called The Glory of God by Freddie.com, and it's all around the world. It's even in the Vatican.
Wow.
Okay, guys,
nice.
You heard it. It's The Glory of God by Freddie, and it's Freddie, not Y. The Glory of God by Freddie.com. Be sure to check him out and support him. Show him some love.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much. We only spent about 30 minutes at the Caribelle Boutique, then we hopped back on our bus and headed to the third scene. Now, this was a very hot day in St. Kitts, and we are so grateful to be in an air-conditioned vehicle.
Hey guys, one of our stops on this tour is checking out the views. Look behind me. Beautiful, 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 right? Views are stunning.
This scene was the shortest stop on our tour. There was enough time to hop off, take a few pictures, grab a quick drink, and get back on the bus. The ground was covered in rocks, making the walking path very uneven. In fact, although this was a beautiful scene, most of us decided to stay on the air-conditioned bus instead of enduring the heat. We then headed back to the cruise port as this was the end of the tour.
Just like that, we're back from our St. Kitts scenic tour. What you think of it, Lee?
I honestly believe that don't waste your money. Could have probably gotten here and connected with one of the locals, and they could have taken on a tour. We were expecting to see parts of the beach because that was part of the description. We saw the beach while we were driving by. Now, if you want an air-conditioned way to be transported around the island, it's good. There's minimal walking. It's not really a guided tour. Like once we went to our location, we were left to explore on our own, and some people like that. Some people don't. So if you're looking for a guided tour, this is not the thing for you. If you're looking for a beach experience, this is not the excursion for you. So save the coins, but we did learn something about the island. That's the takeaway.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Positive takeaway. We usually don't book through, we usually book third party. We usually don't book directly through the cruise line. So we just decided to give it a shot.
Yeah, but we mainly just explore on our own. But we just wanted to try something different to see what the process was like when we booked an excursion through the cruise line. Now we know the process is smooth, but I don't really recommend this one.
Right. So again, don't forget to like, subscribe, check out our other videos that will be listed in the description, and peace.
Shout out to our channel members. Thank you so much for your support.